плачет небо.
Good to see you all. So this song is called Vampire. It was recommended to me by Prometheus UA, and I want you to hear the lyrics, to listen to the translation of the lyrics. It's obviously in Ukrainian, an amazing synthwave. I didn't know that Ukrainians were making synthwave, one of my favorite genres in music. And thanks to Prometheus UA, now I know that we also are good in this. Okay, so guys, here is the lyrics. Just listen. I'll probably put the picture there again. Yeah, just look at this. And not only at this, wait a minute. So here's the text. And we were hiding as the sun was rising, but at twilight we knew we had to go. And on such a night we fell in love, but still we stayed the same, because we were afraid of purpose. We are not like you. We have a need. Again, there's blood behind us, but I still want to see the sky. We quenched our hunger in the dark nights. The city streets hid their fear. I felt you and everything between us, but I saw the tender pain in your eyes. We are not like you. We have a need. Again, there's blood behind us, but I still want to see the sky. And we were hiding as the sun was rising. You know what he told me after he translated this text, Prometheus UA? He told me, after I translated, it seems like there's a drone addressing his pilot. So it's like the vampire drone is addressing his pilot. It's such a fucking interesting version. I love it a lot. And of course, this song is dedicated to the raffle item we have. The vampire drone propeller that is, these vampire drones, they go hunting every, yeah, of course, I would hit my microphone. Every night, they go hunt there every night. They want blood, because the blood of our occupiers should, unfortunately, be spilled to stop their occupation, to stop their march. So, okay. So, the other news, a new Russian tank was spotted. Oh my god, that's a loud, shitty music. So, look at this. The new monster. But these things, they really work. You see, they look like branches on top, but they are made of metal. So those branches really don't let the drone penetrate the tank. Or penetrate through them. So this thing actually really works, and it takes many FPV drones to get it, and usually these ones can break through. And you see it has anti-mine, so-called trowel. I don't know how you call it in English, but it might be funny, but it works. It might be ridiculous, but it works. This. So remember Yuri Hudimenko, who is the Ukrainian veteran, who is who's a very awesome guy, respected by many conscious Ukrainians and by me personally. So he is fighting corruption in Ministry of Defense right now. And not only corruption, he's basically building up the process there. Because they are the council of the civil control of the Ministry of Defense. So we have these representatives of the civilian sector overseeing the work of Ministry of Defense to prevent corruption, to prevent the idiotic bureaucracy, to maybe implement some new initiatives and lobby those new useful initiatives that bureaucrats unfortunately don't have the guts many times to take the responsibility for. So he is basically ahead of this. Let me actually show his photo to you. Come on, load up. Yeah, this guy, Yuri Hudymenko. So he got injured in 2022 badly. He had a mortar shot incoming next to him, and he lost the ability to move his right arm, and his right leg is also damaged badly, and he is using a cane to move around, and he basically cannot properly work with his right hand. He learned to write with the left hand, and this is a future president that I will definitely vote for. I think he's actually a very unusual politician. He was ahead of a party that is a small party called Democratic X. I don't know if you guys heard about this from me, but I mentioned the Democratic X many times. So what Yuri Hudymenko posted yesterday, he posted this, unfortunately not such a beautiful food that is given to our wounded soldiers in the train on the way to the hospital. So let me read you the message from Yuri Hudymenko under this photo. So he made a post yesterday. He's reporting on the injustice that is happening out there to our guys who are injured, who have to go through the bureaucratic hell after the injury and after becoming veterans and during the service too. And Ministry of Defense is also responsible for, building the procedures of properly treating the wounded like humans and not like garbage as it is happening right now. So this is a text that is needed to be translated. Give me a second. Here it goes. Here's a brief note on the president's new socialist initiative. So if you didn't hear about the new president's socialist initiative, it's 3,000 kilometers in Ukrzaliznytsia, basically on our railway for free to all Ukrainians. Let's do socialism. Populism mostly, but yeah, people like to call it socialism too. Zelensky is just playing populism. Now, that potato is boiled. This thing here is sausage, which is which doesn't have any meat in it. It's just this powder that lately becomes like a jello and becomes a sausage. So very cheap sausage that doesn't have any meat in it. 2 boiled potatoes, one big and one tiny. Boiled egg at the top here. And here is the amazing cucumber that has been pickled. So a pickled cucumber and that piece of bread at the bottom. Okay, now listen to the text. So this is the kind of meal a wounded soldier from the Zaporizhia sector received the other day on an evacuation train. If you don't know how to spend your passenger budget, feed the wounded on evacuation trains properly. I'm fucking done. Report over. P.S. The soldier is from the D7 unit, Democratic X. So I stand by the facts. He was wounded, spent 3 days in stabilization, then took the train from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. Should I go into detail about what severely wounded soldiers should and shouldn't be eaten? And he is always, he's not always emotional, but in this case, he went through this himself. He was a wounded soldier whose life was just hanging on a thread, and he went through a hell of rehabilitation after that. And this man really knows how it is to be wounded and how it is to be treated like shit by all the fucking bureaucrats and, people who don't care. So this is just pathetic. This shouldn't be a meal. And you see, guys, it's a dinner. The train was going for 11 hours. And what soldier gets, I think, is only this. I don't think they give him breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They gave him this for lunch, and that's all. And I have a great news, guys. It's coming from Odessa. A nightclub where Russian music was listened to was raided. First time during a full-scale invasion. First time after Trukhanov, his mafia is losing power. And listening to Russian music openly in the nightclub is not gonna go through now. Now it will have consequences. Police showed up at the pro-Russian club Palladium in Odessa. Head of the Odessa Regional Military Administration. Yeah, look at this. Give me a second. Coming back. The head of Odessa Regional Military Administration, Oleg Kipar, stated, "No Russian music, neither in clubs nor in any public places." So, Odessa is finally being taken care of in terms of pro-Russian elements. This is only the beginning, of course, but at least it is already a gesture, a very important gesture that wasn't there for a very long time. That's what Aziza was telling you about. And I'm going to be talking to her about this case tonight too, because you heard Aziza many times how she is tired of listening to Russian language on the streets of Odessa. And, they are listening to Russian music there openly, and it's not okay. So, guys, I am going back and translating the text for you. Odessa is a city that suffers from Russian attacks almost every day, and yet, at a time like this, a nightclub is playing songs by Russian artists in the 4th year of the full-scale war. While our defenders are giving their lives, some people are partying to the soundtrack of the aggressor state, showing complete disrespect for the memory of the fallen, Keeper said. So this new, basically kind of not a mayor, but now he is the head of all Odessa region, and he is, he's now ruling Odessa instead of Trukhanov. His name is Keeper. It's the last name, and the first name is Oleg Keeper. So Oleg Keeper is finally addressing this issue. This is very important, guys. It's not a big deal, but it's a very important gesture and a very important signal to all the pro-Russian elements in Odessa that they need to go, how do you call it? Not underground, but you know what I mean? Like there's an English word. It is here somewhere. I'm trying to find it. It is called... Guys, help me. Like the illegal activity. How do you call this? In shadow? Yeah. Run and hide? Ideally, but they will keep operating. Just in shadow. They will keep operating in, like, not basement, but not underground. How do you call it? Covered. Yes, covered affairs. They need to go covered. Can I say that? Need to go covered? Okay, Dylan. Now finally rollers can see you too. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I just released a documentary. I'm checking a lot of the reception, talking to people about my experience in Pokrovsk and my recent experience filming, and I'm getting started on the next few projects. I have like 3 or 4 other documentaries basically filmed, and so I want to prepare those and get those out there and finish up the rest of the filming I want to get done before year's end for my 5th documentary after that. So I have a lot of some smaller projects and 1 or 2 bigger projects.
I started watching your documentary today and I watched the first 45 minutes. So unfortunately, I cannot discuss all of it. But what I've seen there, I really enjoyed it because, first of all, the best thing I like there is the soldiers' humor when you were on positions there with artillery crew, how they were. How they were joking. Sometimes the jokes are silly, sometimes a bit stupid, but yeah, it's really funny. I really like it. I think you enjoyed it yourself after you were properly translated, most of them, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, like some of it I got from the implication. Just,
Uh-huh.
I could understand like 1 out of 10 words, and I could make out the hand gesture, and I get the idea of what's being said. But going back and reading transcripts sometimes is good fun because I'll get one joke missed too, and then I can catch up on it and get what they were saying. And I like their humor. I find it funny. I appreciate that they can talk so casually around me. I like being a fly on the wall in many of these
Mhm.
situations and just trying to observe the war as it happened. And so the more comfortable they are in front of the camera, the better. And I felt that for the majority of my documentary, everybody was very, very blunt. Everybody was very direct. Everybody was very honest.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated the casual nature with which people welcome me into their embeds and into their positions. And without it, I wouldn't have been able to get this really good footage at a period where most journalists were not able to get into Pokrovsk at that point anymore.
Hmm. So let me ask you a question. Your documentary begins in 2024, somewhere in the beginning of the year, right? It's spring, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's July.
It's not spring, it's summer. Okay, July 2024. When does it end? Since I didn't watch it until the end, what's the last month of what year you're showing there?
Um, it ends this month. Well, last month, October. It ends with a Bogdana artillery team fighting on the outskirts of Pokrovsk, firing on advancing soldiers, trying to protect the flanks of the city.
Hmm.
But the last time I was in Pokrovsk itself, that was about 3 or 4 months ago. So,
Hmm.
it's getting into the city itself was extremely difficult 3 or 4 months ago. But in the last few months, the situation has continued to deteriorate until to the point where they have to do special operations redeployments just to hold the logistical lines into the city on foot, not just the like lines on car. I mean,
Yeah,
driving in and out right now uh,
impossible. Yeah.
is is nearly impossible. Is essentially saying, you know what, I'll take my 50-50 chance. But walking in on foot is extremely dangerous.
How many kilometers did you have to walk there when when you got the last time there?
When I went in and out of Pokrovsk, we drove. But during those drives, there were multiple times we had to divert off the road. On the way in, we had to park off the side of the road due to drones flying overhead. And on the way out, we had to we had to park on the side of the road because of drones flying overhead. And that time flying out sucked because there was a building right behind us that was on fire. It was burning. And since it was burning, we kind of lit up a little bit in the night. We were
Mm.
more able to be seen, but we were able to get out just in time. We had 5 false starts on that evacuation. We would come up to the ground and be ready to get out, and they'd be like, "Never mind, there's too many drones," and it happened 5 times in a row. And so there's like an extra 6 hours of waiting
Mm.
just because we weren't able to get out due to just heavy presence of drones like 24/7 in Pokrovsk, dominating all sectors of public life.
Yeah, it's terrible how it is these days, and I think the situation, not only in Pokrovsk but in the front line in general, is just going to be getting worse in terms of logistics, in terms for both sides. It's very hard, not only for Ukrainian side right now. Russians logistics is suffering from our drone strikes. FPV drones are controlling the routes. And what Russians do to us, we also do to them. So this huge kill zone, which is getting wider and wider, like 20, 25 kilometers deep these days into each side, is going to be just, getting wider, in my opinion, and deeper. And in a year, it's going to be easily 40 kilometers. Do you have another numbers in mind?
I mean, I can't tell you the exact number. There's there's research constantly going on. The factors that would by which the lethality increases is number one, range, how far it can go.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen it go from 5, 6, 7 kilometers to 15, and now we're seeing 20. We're seeing tactics being used where you just don't throw the FPV drone, you attach it to a larger drone, and then once you fly to a certain distance, the FPV drone drops off of that one with its own battery to go an even further distance to try to continue to find ways to extend the range. And then there's also the question of connectivity, which is making it so it's harder and harder to jam these drones. And fiber optic cables is the most clear evolution in that technology. While it's not completely brand new, because a lot of like shoulder mounted munitions, like javelin type tech used to take out tanks, would use this type of wire in order to stop it from being jammed, because that was a real risk. But to go the distances that they're going off of these fiber optic wires is extremely dangerous, and the connectability is completely unjammable. You can only cut the wire or shoot it down. Those are the only ways to get rid of a fiber optic drone. And the last thing to measure the lethality would be quantity, where the amount of drones, the quantity of drones. It's not just that, oh, there's one FPV drone we got to look out for. It's that it constantly suppresses your movement.
Yeah.
It stops you from rotating. It constantly stops you from going out to like get ammunition or do X, Y, or Z. And if one FPV drone spots you, then within 30 seconds, another FPV drone could come to your position, because there's so many in the air at any one time.
Yep, it's a constant threat. So that's also one of the like ways that it progresses. It's not only the depths, but also the concentration of the drones. Now it's like, so yeah, there's a video from Pokrovsk posted on Instagram. One of the soldiers, he posted it. They're getting into the building and drones are flying next to them. I mean, exploding next to them, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it all happened in like, I don't know, 5 minutes. Even with all those cuts, you can see it's a short period of time. Yeah, the concentration of drones is getting bigger, and Russians, unfortunately, are also catching up with us. They are training more teams. They are using more drones, and they have more capabilities now than a year ago, and even, I would say, half a year ago. So, yep, Dylan.
Well, it's not just that. It's also that the pilots are getting better. Of course there is a loss in knowledge when these FPV teams get targeted, and the Ukrainian armed forces is targeting explicitly FPV teams as high priority targets. I mean, I'm hearing about the type of lessons that people are being taught in like drone schools about, who do you go after? Who do you prioritize? I'm hearing about, just from the people out in the field, about the prioritization of these FPV teams. And when you've got, high quality Russian FPV teams like Rubicon operating in your area, if you have any means to target that FPV team, you're going to do it. I mean, Rubicon alone is targeting like between 300 to 500 logistical trucks a month. I mean, that is a insane amount of damage to be able to do to Ukraine's logistics. And so these are going to be high priority targets. And these are people who have learned this experience through years of fighting. So for every FPV team you take out, the survivors learn from it.
Yeah, you're totally right.
Pokrovsk is actively being destroyed right now. And so, being able to show a little bit of the city and of the people before that, the lead up to it, how we got to this point, I think is important, because the way that this war is being talked about is very like, there's not a lot of aperture. There's not a lot of depth, where they're just seeing Pokrovsk burning, but people forget that the Russians were talking about taking Pokrovsk last winter. When I was talking to Ukrainian soldiers last winter, you can hear the chatter of like, oh, the Russians want to take it by winter. I wonder if they're going to be able to take it before the train can be properly detonated, the logistics, because then it can use it as a logistical hub. Now Pokrovsk is so destroyed that the idea of even using it as a logistical hub in any capacity, just like previous justifications for the long, grueling battles for the defense of these cities, it's not possible anymore. So I remember when I was being asked by the BBC in like a prep interview for a radio interview for this documentary, they were like, what's going on with Pokrovsk, like, the logistics and stuff like that. the it's just not a logistical hub anymore. And so the war has changed as it has progressed in a way where I think taking a step back and looking at the fighting over a year's span, which is what we do with the documentary, is useful to avoid the doomerism or the type of copium that people engage in just by looking at a snapshot. Either here's the amount of Russians that died in this attack for this city, was it really worth it for a 30 to 50,000 population city? Or on the other end, a city is falling, the end is near, et cetera, et cetera. I think it gives a better picture of the type of violence that a lot of Ukrainian cities, the cycle of violence that they've suffered.
Yeah. And what I also like to see in your documentary is the civilians and how hard it is for them, and what struggles they go through, and also how other people put their lives on risk to save those civilians who refuse to go or who wait until the last moment. And these are not all the examples. A lot of civilians leave before it's too late, or before the last minute, before it is in danger in other people's lives. So yeah, the biggest percentage of civilians leave with the first danger or the second one. But those who stay, it's always a pretty complicated question, actually, especially if those people live there their whole lives for decades, and they are not young people. It's really hard for them to leave that place. And I just am not judging them. And you have another documentary about the evacuation with Dima that I watched, and many other people watched. So you explained that topic there perfectly. And basically, if you have something to add to this, please do.
I really focus a lot on civilians in this documentary. I make sure that we spend a lot of time not only following how the front line has advanced, but also how the people move. Because, I mean, ultimately, these cities are testaments to people. They're people's homes and towns and communities. And to have a war documentary where you don't show the people who are, it's their community, it's their town. I mean, you're kind of just showing it almost like it's the backdrop of a video game. It's like, oh, here's where the action scenes are taking place. Here's where you see the buildings burning and like the intense ambiance. Whereas if you show that this is what's at stake, then you have, again, better aperture, better context for what's going on. And so I understand that some of these conversations about how the majority of the people who are left at the front line are elderly, or how many elderly people are at these refugee centers with nowhere else to go because they don't have the pension in order to afford staying in a big metropolitan area. They don't have any family left. What do you do? This isn't like, very energizing footage, but I think it's important for aperture. And so I try to do my best to include it as far as the algorithm will allow me. And so I really do care a bit about that. I do.
Yeah.
But as for the waiters, and for the people who stay behind because they're too poor, for the people who are too stubborn, for the people who are too drunk, for the people who are dodging the draft, I mean, there's so many different reasons as for why somebody stays on the front line. And so to look at somebody immediately, like, pop a judgment into your head, like, there are people who fit general categories, and I've listed them before. People who don't have the money to leave, people who are too stubborn to leave because they've lived there their entire life, and now you're telling somebody who's lived in the village and always the village that, never mind, you leave the village, we have no clue when you're going to come back. People who are dodging the draft, especially younger people who think that if they leave, they'll go through a checkpoint and then they'll be put in like general meat waves, meat brigade or something, which is the popular conception. There's going to be people who are just irresponsible drunkards, and there have been some pretty scary cases of definitely people with addiction problems with kids and children in frontline communities, that even though you're not allowed to harbor them in frontline communities anymore because of the danger. So I mean, there's all sorts of reasons, and of course there's people who believe that if the Russians take over, that the violence will stop. Even though now we're hearing reports about, conscription policy in occupied territory, and the fact that, the war is still going on in occupied territory. The war is going on in Russia itself, as we're seeing from the long range drone campaign. So that's not exactly true, but there are people, of course, who support the occupation or support the idea that, maybe the violence will stop if they take over. But that is such a small. I think sometimes people get a little distorted because At this point, 95% of the town's gone. 98% of the town's gone. You've got a small extreme that have actually decided they're going to sit through basically hell and try to make it through it. And so you already have like a disjointed, sample size. And even of that sample size in places like Kupiansk, that's going to be like what, 30%, 40%. And it's still not a majority, but it's a sizable portion of a small extreme of what was once the community.
Yeah. Yeah, it's horrible what they go through and how Russians destroy our towns and cities and villages to the ground, and especially after the street fighting, takes place, and those towns, they are not livable anymore. You just don't have any infrastructure there. You don't have the houses themselves, and yeah, unfortunately, some people don't understand that when Russians come occupy your town, it's not really a life there, especially if nothing is left of that town. There is about Pokrovsk. His last documentary was launched yesterday about Pokrovsk. He was filming it for more than a year, right, Dylan?
Yeah. Since July of last year, I was in Halotsinivka outside of Avdiivka, and I just followed the front line as it went all the way up into Pokrovsk, and with the 68th, the 59th, Spartan, a bunch of different groups.
Okay, much respect, my man. Much respect. It's not the same that being just in Kiev and filming, right?
Volyn was more quiet.
What?
Course.
Volyn was more quiet.
Volyn?
Yes, Volyn was a lot more quiet.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And USA was even more quiet, right?
Oh, it was absolutely lovely. Yeah, I'd rather go back home and fish. Actually, I think that is what I'd rather do with my weekends. But you know what? I'll keep doing this. Why not? Curiosity, I guess.
Because of this, maybe. Why not? Or being injured.
I mean, yeah, you could die.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
And
anyone could die.
even worse, could be injured.
Worse?
That's true. I wouldn't want to lose my leg. I wouldn't want to lose my leg. That's something that I've thought about.
Which one?
If I had to choose a leg, I would probably lose my left leg. If I lost my right leg, it would be worse. I would rather lose my left leg.
It's always left. It's always Red Cat, in these videos. They always blame Red Cat, and it's always left. Okay, what about arms?
Left arm. I'm a righty. I would rather lose my left arm.
That's obvious, yeah. If you're a righty, you call it in English?
Yeah, I'm a righty. But I've been thinking about getting back into boxing. I loved boxing in high school, and if I lost my left hand, then I couldn't do it because I'd rather have a jab than a right hand.
The time of the documentary is 1 hour 49 minutes, and what I like about it, that it is made in very respectful way, if I can say it in English, towards Ukrainian army, soldiers, officers, and Ukrainian civilians. And Dylan, thank you for making these documentaries about Ukraine and not about yourself. This is very important for me and for people watching.
I really appreciate it. Those are very kind words. I mean, if you should be coming out here, if you fly 7,000 miles out here, you should be centering the people who are experiencing it. You should be making sure that history is being told to the eyes of those who lived it, and you should be trying to get interviews as soon as possible. Because I watched some of these people who do interviews with Iraq veterans or World War II veterans years after the fact. A lot of information gets lost in that time, and so the sooner we can make sure that the historical record, and journalists, they write the history books quite literally. Journalism is the first draft of history. We've got to make sure it's clean, it's accurate, and it's true to what happened. And I hope my documentary was a little close to that, but we all try.
Oh, you ready? Yes.
What is happening there?
Going to work, Rick.
Going to work. Are you sure you want to be in this call right now?
Yeah. I can't see, right?
Wait, are you going on positions right now?
Kind of. We're like halfway.
You're
Kind of doing like half a job. We probably won't fucking even do anything. We'll probably sit there for about 5 hours.
okay, got it. But they told you to go on positions, right?
See straight, yeah? Yeah. Yeah. So we'll probably just sit there for 5 hours like fucking idiots. And then probably drive back. So I can speak to you whilst I'm here, probably.
Mm-hmm. That's an interesting experience. It's the first time we have you on in full gear on the stream driving to positions.
Yeah, trying to look round the steam on the window. Jane, ideal. Oh, Ellie, Jane will spin.
Okay. So are you using? You're not using your headlights, right? At the moment.
Huh?
You're not.
Right now, yeah, because I can't see because it's all steamed up. So I'm trying to like look through holes.
Okay. And what about the night vision? You have it on your helmet, but you don't use
Yeah,
it.
it's
I mean, you
Yeah.
don't use it right now.
not right now, no, because I won't be able to see through the
Yeah, the connection is
corner
getting.
every.
Connection is getting according to your whereabouts. I mean, are you connected to Starlink at the moment?
Not right now, no.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to just freeballing it, bro.
Free
Are you
ball.
nervous?
Not right now. Maybe in a bit, yeah. I kind of just want McDonald's at the moment. Like I'm stood next to the sat next to Kentucky Ninja. And it's just, yeah, everybody's just a bit hungry at the minute. Have you eaten? What's it, sir? Yeah. Oh, brilliant.
And of course they angry while when you streaming such operation, right?
Say again.
Of course you guys annoyed because you're streaming while you're going to operation. Most of the military hate camera, all this filming, shooting, doing streaming, and they used to say, "Shut this camera fucking down. We don't need to film it. It's not joke. We're in real war. Break,
suppose,
relax,
like,
stop filming that."
because like you guys can't see anything apart from the car, it's not so bad. But yeah, it's
But-
also it's
But
alright.
still filming. You know, filming is mostly it's annoying soldiers, at least
But the
what
commander,
I've met.
like he's just it's fucking annoying when the commander does it because the commander wants us to send him a video of us
Mhm.
here, and it's like, yeah, all right, mate.
Well, maybe your commander also watching us, so you can say a few words for your command.
Yeah,
But be careful. Just
he's a prick.
Wait. Is it the commander you told me is?
The nice one. No, this one's a sausage.
A sausage. Okay. So I need to tell you the story. R.C. Williams, Paul, he is sending me three drone goggles, and 6 antennas, and I'm gonna give it to a Chimera group, Mongols group from 66 Brigade, and who else? And Kraken. Yes. So I'm gonna give those 3 to them. Fuzzy is not gonna get that because he's not in a drone team. What Fuzzy is doing, we gotta ask him who he considers himself these days, because he's not a awesome dog, by the way. Ed, sorry that I'm ignoring him or her. Is it him or her?
Charlie,
Charlie.
can you not tell?
Charlie. Now we
Can
can
you
can
not
tell.
tell?
you can
Just
show
the-
you can show also face as well. It's interesting to see the face of the dog.
Yeah,
That's-
He
yeah.
doesn't
It-
want to.
Not
Just-
only
He's
not
massive.
only the tail. Come on. Shows the
It
face.
wasn't tail. It wasn't tail, Rick.
I mean, I couldn't see. I could see only the tail. Charlie, mate,
Charlie.
look here. Charlie.
He's more interested in some truth. Charlie.
Oh, he's
There
beautiful.
we go.
Nice doggy.
Well,
He is. So he's from Bakhmut.
That's really cool.
really?
Yeah.
How did
Oh,
you
he
manage
wants
to
to get
get
out.
him out
There
of
we
the
go.
country? That was loud.
Hang on, I'll just let him out. Here we go.
Hey, here's a puppy. It's
Oh,
hard.
that's his face. Finally.
Yeah, it
Finally.
was his favorite thing to chew as a puppy.
Is the gun?
Well, yeah, it's a Glock.
Glock. Wait. Do you have officers in your family?
No, he was found by somebody in the Foreign Legion.
Ah,
So
okay.
the first 2 months of his life, he spent most of his time near Bakhmut. And then I offered to take him off them because they wanted him to have a better life. So I
That's good.
adopted him and brought him back to the UK. And then my parents have taken on the responsibility.
That's fucking awesome. Was it hard to get him out of the country?
It was actually really easy. It took about 5 months to do all the paperwork.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
so he's
cool.
Dog's abduction.
He's a
How
really
dare
sweet
you.
boy. He's a really sweet boy. He's got a really nice life here now. Got lots of little furry friends. So he was from Bakhmut, and now he tears up the fields of North Yorkshire.
North Yorkshire.
North
Is it
Yorkshire.
legal what you did to him?
Yeah, I've got his He's got 2 passports. He's got more passports than I do.
How many does he have?
He's got 2 passports and health declarations for European Union, Great Britain, and Ukraine.
Well,
He knows Ukrainian and English. He's bilingual.
More languages than Ed know.
It's true. It's true.
yeah, Ed doesn't know Ukrainian yet.
More passports, more language, more education. Maybe even
More
faster
attractive.
response on
Yeah.
faster respond on messages, right? As well.
Yeah, he does. He
I
does
need
actually know
to-
how. He does know how to use a phone, actually, more than I do.
Doesn't know or does?
He does. He does.
He
I've got a
does.
photo of him on the phone.
Oh, okay.
He also knows how to read.
Wait. Was he talking to
Faster
you,
than you.
Ed?
Yeah, he's much smarter than me.
Ed, was he talking to your girlfriend on the phone?
No.
No.
Be careful, because next question gonna be even better.
Yeah, he's a big
Yours?
fan of Pes Patron as well. He reads his book all the time. He's a little superstar. He was on local television as well.
Oh, the dog from
But-
Bakhmut, right?
Yeah, he wasn't a fan of the security there, though.
Oh, Dalek
Anyone's
is.
a Doctor Who fan.
Was Dalek trying to exterminate your boy?
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's
Ah.
also on the radio. He had a lot. He had a lot to say there.
Like
it's
woof woof
like-
and grrr, right?
There we go. Yeah. He was
Nice.
a bit more
Yeah,
of a-
he says something.
Oh, indeed.
Yeah.
You have proofs,
Very
not
intelligent.
just doing some blah 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 here. Really proven that he's a superstar there in York. Your photography. Are you planning to publish them, like in a book, or just post them somewhere online? Are you planning to do any of that?
I think. Yeah, got it. Actually, if it's gonna be serious, believe I'll start another Instagram page just for photography
Uh-huh.
because it's inspired. And it distract
Mhm.
everything bad. Yeah, but it's not about some kind of professional things. It's about just to keep on living because while creating something, I believe this is important. This is opposite side from war when you just you're full of death energy, like destroying, killing, eliminating, breaking. And the opposite of that is creating,
Mhm.
giving something life. So this is about in general. That's why maybe it's so important chance to do such
Mhm. So you think it's
things.
important to post it after all, right? To share it with the world, your creations.
Yeah, but actually I'm very focused on doing this, on creating this stage, how to behave with model, how to create her mood, everything not posed, but living photography. It's about catching real emotions. But the hardest part for me is post editing. This photo, it's more technical part, and for me it's so boring. It's killing all the process, all the enjoying of this life. And I really tried to find some person who really who will help me, because for some person it's like few seconds job. It's like 1 minute and 15 photos just done, and that's all. For me it's days. It take days to focus energy to start doing something, and just to understand that this Lightroom and Photoshop, it's so hard to understand right now, and I just drop it. So I had 3 photo session, and then still maybe it take 1 month for me to edit some photos from 3 photo session. And I try to find some maybe photographer, maybe who will help me or guide me. I even ready to pay them money, but some of them just could disappear, some of them. But
One of them
unfortunately,
disappeared to the UK.
but unfortunately, Rick, they are professional. This is what I'm talking about. They are professional, and they are trustworthy guys. And sometimes
Scratch.
you just yeah, exactly. Sometimes you just believe people that they will help you, and you think, okay, I will finish this photo shoot, and I can invite another people for shooting. Unfortunately, while this process stuck, I'm a bit frustrating about all this project and about photography in general, just because I was betrayed, I believe.
You weren't betrayed. I'm
Yay.
just
Excuse,
very busy. I'm just
excuse me,
very busy.
excuse me, Edward. Why you so emotionally involved in my monologue?
Ah, because-
Maybe you can share with us. Maybe you've been in such situations. Who knows?
Who
This is
knows?
so important. Oh yeah, and Aziza will be our witnesses. Hey Aziza,
Hi.
This is-
good to see you.
maybe let's just finish, Edward. Maybe you've been in such a real situation when you trust somebody and somebody just ignore you. I mean, in photography field,
I didn't ignore you.
we're not talking about me. We're not talking about you. I never
Yeah.
mentioned your name.
Was it
Yeah.
fuzzy? Just laughing out loud.
Yeah, that's not what the messages said.
Okay.
Oh, what? No, nothing. I'm sorry. I thought you're a professional photographer,
Sorry, the
but
internet connection's bad.
you do. He did it again in live stream. You see, guys. Not he, but
That person. That person. Yeah.
yeah, hypothetical person. Oh no, just Edward. Just give us an example how it could be, in real life. Thank you for good explanation, Edward. It never be you, right? It would
No.
never be you in such
No.
situation, but you show us just example. Thanks. But let's get back to some good topic. Aziza, how are you doing?
I'm okay. I was a little bit sick.
High five.
Yeah, and I did travel, like trip to the Germany and to the Ivano-Frankivsk with my concert, with my music. And now finally I'm in Ukraine. I'm in home, and I begin to feel myself better. So, and I'm happy to see you.
We're happy to see you too.
Oh, actually, I visited my friend Andrei Siromacha. Rick knows him.
Nice. He.
Yeah, and
yeah.
yeah, and we met each other in Crimea home near Arsenalna station. So I just remember that you probably been there. They doing some theatrical rehearsal there with veterans.
Oh, wow, great.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so I was there, and I just think interesting. Is this a here or not?
Yeah,
Probably.
I think I saw the pictures from this project with him, and it was something plastic. Even I don't remember exactly, but it was really great. I'm happy for him. It was a nice experience in Cologne in Germany for understanding reality. Very disgusting reality in Germany about supporting of Ukrainians, for Ukrainians and Ukrainian like feelings of Ukrainians in Germany. Because I saw really indifference, and this indifference they hide from us with good smiles and with worries about us, and in general it's misunderstanding, or on the ground of a great connection with Russians because of the history, common history, because of the love to Russians, Russian culture, Russian ballads, and it was really like I knew about this, but it was like I really had the hope that in general Germany has a good position with supporting of Ukraine, and we have a lot of a lot of opportunities from Germany, but from this last concert, from this last conversation with Germans, I understood that we have big problems because maybe I'm a little bit too much. Maybe I'm wrong, but my friend from Germany who he wants to live in Ukraine, and he donated to Ukrainian army, and he really talk about this, and he said to me about Germany that Germany is really shit, that he absolutely doesn't like his own country because he saw this hypocrising. And when he talked with a lot of Germans and said we have to support Ukrainian army, and a lot of a lot of like rich people don't want to do it, and they want just make the rally against the Putin. Maybe it's like the best that they can do, like a rally against the Putin, and they don't understand. They could not understand maybe because they still have this connection with Russia. And I saw this through the Crimea topic because I did the performance, I did concert with the name genocide. And if you know, only few countries recognized the deportation of Crimean Tatars in 1944 like genocide. It's Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, Poland, Canada, and Czech Republic, and that's all. So Germany,
Wow.
France, Italy, the best leaders of European Union, they didn't recognize it. And I wanted to make this message for Germans, for Germany, that you have to do it, because the Crimea has a lot in common with Germany, because even Russian deported us because they said we betrayed Soviet Union because we were collaborators with Germany. And in Germany, Germans, Nazi German, they saw in Crimea own motherland, because they have this idea that gods, the tribes came from these territories to the Germany, and so they really and in same history about Ukraine. So Ukraine was a goal for Hitler, and only a small part of Russian was a goal for Nazi German. So Ukraine was important place for occupation for Nazi German, and Crimea too, and not Russia. And still, they have this romantic feelings to Russia, not, and they don't want to say sorry for Ukrainians still, and don't recognize Crimea, like deportation of Crimean Tatars, like genocide. But it's exactly about the German history. It's about the way for understanding of own life, and they have to do it because we discussed with the artists about what we have to do to have influence with the art on the German people, because we still have these ideas. Maybe we can have influence with soft power. We want to say that we don't want that you will understand this from the rockets. So when the war will come to you and you will understand everything. But no, we want to make it before this, that you will understand that you have to be more sure with fighting with Russia. And we said that, for example, I have such conversation with a woman. I forgot her name. She created a documentary film about her way in the Ukrainian army. So she was a soldier, and she created this documentary film about her conversation with her child and her life in the Ukrainian army. And after this documentary film, we had the discussion, and she said, we have to stop to be a victim, because only nobody want to support victims. So we have to be so powerful, and so be show of an strong part of our existence, of our fighting. And so that inspired another people to support us. And then I was not agree with her, because we had a lot of examples when, for example, from this part of history, when we saw this war between Palestine and Israel, we saw how a lot of people support really perfect image of victims, because they don't fight, that they show how a lot of children died, and how they are really victims from Israel army. And a lot of people in Europe did this rally against Israel. And I think it's not because of victims of, or real power of army, but it's also ground of, for example, anti-Semitism. So people are ready to support somebody if it's against Jewish people, for example. And
Oh, Aziza, let's congratulate our new guest and keep on continue. This is Rick.
hello.
Roller, say hi to our new guest. This is Rick
So-
from Ukraine. He called himself Rick the Ukrainian. Yeah, say hi to him and do some donation. Little or big donation. Let's do this, guys, for this new amazing guest. Look at him. Just look at him. How cool he is, right? Right? Donate him and And this is a sorry because it
You
was
said
really
donate
important.
him.
Sorry that my story are mixed with different topics. Just it's really interesting for me because I'm really feel a lot of disappointment. I don't know how to explain it. And if you talk about Crimea, we are very far from understanding. So Crimea is in a shadow. Crimea is in big ass. I don't know how to explain. So it's like it was like a festival, Ukrainian festival, and on my in my day of my performance of my concert, a few people came, and this is people. Most of all is from this community of this festival. But on another day when it was very, funny concert with a wine, with with funny music, when we have just have the fun, a lot of people came. So and they saw us like we are small little Ukrainians with a folk music, and so we can like make this great party with prosecco and wine and I don't know, fresh juice, and that's all. And maybe I'm a little too much. Maybe I'm not.
No, you're not. I think you're not. No.
But I have exactly about Crimea. Maybe about Ukraine is better situation, but about Crimea, we are very far from understanding. And when somebody from the people said, "Oh, we want that everything will stop. Let pray for stopping this war." And in this moment, I thinking about Crimea. If we will stop, for example, yeah, it will for
Yeah.
us, it will never stop because Crimea is under Russian occupation, and we know that still we have people under Russian occupation, our territories. It will always war in the future, and it will never be peaceful time for us. And yeah, I hope that I don't think that we have to stop to do our work in different direction, but it's really hard to explain people the situation, and especially as the roots of Russian war. Maybe it's also because some Ukrainian also don't understand this, and they think that it's only Putin. Like, for example, Pushkin. You know that we had the monument of Pushkin in Odessa,
You still have it.
and now they hide this. So they
Yeah, yeah.
hide this Pushkin with this фанера, як це буде?
Fucking boards, wooden boards.
Yeah. And I saw big post of my friend from social media, and he wrote, "Oh my God, it's a big tragedy. Why they want to destroy this monument? It's the beauty of city of Odessa.
Wait,
It's
are you
our
sure it's your friend? Are you sure?
Not like it's like just a friend in social media. I don't know him.
Yeah, so
It's
random
like
person from social
random
media that you
person.
follow.
Yeah, and I just don't unfollow him because I want to I want to follow his reaction, or follow his the changes in his life. So maybe discuss something, maybe not, because I want to prepare performance for this again this monument. And he said that it's a stupid people did this, that they are barbarian people, because Pushkin is a great culture, poetry, and etc., etc. And you can understand if some Ukrainian are still. I really cannot believe that somebody young Ukrainian can think in this way. You're not babushka, you're not old grandma that want to live in old life. You're a young person, maybe not like absolutely young, but you're young. You have the future. So it's really weird for me, but we have still such people. And 5,000 likes. This post has 5,000 likes, and I have no words for this.
They press. It has
Take
this one on. So this is our current. So Brave Mind
Minds.
by
Mhm.
Fire Aid. So
Wow.
we run an independent mental health support program for Ukrainian firefighters.
Wow.
So they have access to independent private therapists. They are our therapists. So we currently employ 2 Ukrainian psychologists
Wow.
and plan to expand the team to 6 psychologists. And we specifically tailor our support for rescuers. So firefighters, any employee of the state emergency services or municipal fire services.
Oh wow. So great job. Thank you so much
So,
for doing this.
so they can access free mental health support anytime during the week. And then we also partner with Lifeline Ukraine, which offers a 24-hour helpline for anyone in crisis. One of the things that is not really talked about is not just in Ukraine, but around the world, there's really high suicide rates within fire services. And we have heard that it does happen in Ukraine, but there's no data on it. So one of the things we're trying to reduce is suicides in the emergency services and get more crisis support to people who need it in those roles, because they often feel like they're the people who are trained to help people. So how could they be suffering or struggling themselves? And that gets them into a really dark corner where they don't know how to ask for help themselves because they feel like they should be helping others. So it's really important that we can be there as an independent body, because they do have psychologists within the state emergency services, but the biggest problem is no one wants to talk about their problems at work because it affects their job. No matter how confidential the psychologist says it's going to be, if the psychologist is paid by the same person that employs you, it always affects your job. And so what we offer is completely independent therapy of the state emergency services. So it's exactly the same as somebody going to a private therapist and paying them, but the difference is that we don't charge the client. So we call them beneficiaries because all they receive is free stuff from us, basically.
Oh, great. And where do you base?
In Kyiv, Ukraine. So we have a psychologist in Kyiv and a psychologist in Lviv at the moment, but we plan to expand. We're currently in progress helping a rehabilitation center for injured rescuers. I can't really talk about that much at the moment, but we're looking at helping set up a gym for injured demining teams. So lots of people don't realize that the state emergency services offers about a quarter of the demining services in Ukraine. So it's really important that we also support them.
Great. And you work with firefighters, yeah? Only
Yes, yeah. I just before I came back to the UK for my short break, I actually ended up working from home in the worst possible sense. The building behind me caught fire, completely unrelated to the war, but it caught fire. So there was a fire for 14 hours just behind my building, and the power went off, and I thought it was a power station had been hit, but they just isolated my block. So I'm sat in my apartment thinking that everyone's suffering, and no, it was just me. It was just the people in my building. So I went and had a cold shower and went downstairs. Met my friend Pasha, who's the press officer for Kyiv Region Fire Service, and we ended up on the roof of the building where I live, and we were hard at work. But yeah, it's the worst version of working from home I've ever experienced.
You know, my mother work in Crimea в швидкій допомозі, як це сказати?
Emergency, in emergency.
In emergency.
This was just
Oh,
before.
wow. In emergency, and she talked us about a lot of problems with the mind of her colleagues, because they didn't have a lot of mental supporting, and a lot of these people begin to drink a lot or
Yeah.
did suicide. Yeah.
It's a really big problem. Is
Yeah.
alcohol and substance abuse.
Yeah, and she worked 30 years in this work, and she also began to be very nervous. So her nervous system absolutely broke, and
Yeah.
it's really we don't have such system. We didn't have such system in the past when, for example, Crimea was a part of Ukraine, and still we have the problem in Ukraine. I know this that we have a lot of problems because we have not enough people who can work with the mind of soldiers and just Ukrainians, because we are not healthy at all. we have a lot of problems, mind problem, even me, and I just don't want to open this hell.
Yeah.
But yeah, so your work is so great. Thank you so much for doing this. It's very
So
for the future too.
The reason why I'm so passionate about supporting rescuers with this kind of help is I actually suffered with PTSD for a period of time as well. I previously volunteered on an independent lifeboat alongside my professional photography career, and I was a nightclub photographer for 6.5 years. And one of the clubs, well, a lot of the clubs I worked at in my home city were along a river. And when you mix alcohol and low mental health, people ended up in the river quite a lot, whether it was suicide, accidents, going to the toilet and falling in. A lot of these things happened. And it was the 13th of April 2019. I took a photo of a guy in one of the clubs I worked at, and 30 minutes later we were looking for his body in the river because he'd gone to the toilet and fallen in. And as one of the last people to see him alive, his face just stuck with me. And so for the next 2.5 years of work, I would regularly go into work and associate his face with people. And I didn't know how to talk about it. I thought I was the only person that was struggling with that kind of thing. I bottled it up. And this kid was only 19, and he was a bricklayer. He came to the city to do some work. And
how old was he?
So a bricklayer. He built houses. And
how
stuff.
old? How old was he?
19. So he was 19, and I was only 21 at that point as well. And so I just really struggled with that. But his family were really supportive of our charity, our lifeboat team, and they bought us a new lifeboat. And somebody had told them that on the night he died, I had taken a photo of him in this nightclub and also been associated. And they just his mum came over to me and held my hand and said, "Thank you for bringing my son home." And my eyes, I was just streaming, I was crying, because that moment where she thanked us for bringing her son's body home, for her it was enough, because she knew what we'd done to find him. And sometimes when people go in rivers, they never get found. they can get swept out to sea, and you never find them. So we were able to bring her son home, obviously not in the condition we wanted, but it was closure for them. They had a resolution, and so that experience for me was 2 years of anxiety, stress, PTSD just lifted. And I realized how lucky I was that the mechanism of how mine manifested I was able to get relief from it. But there's some times where whatever somebody has experienced, they may never get that resolution that I did, and they may never feel comfortable talking about it. So being able to offer this support is really important to me, because I suffered alone for 2.5 years until I felt comfortable to talk about it. So if that my experience can be the catalyst for helping somebody else, that really means the world to me. And we have categorically helped Ukrainian rescuers. We had one guy who said he gets really anxious when Shaheeds come and double tap them. And I was like, that's actually a really rational fear. he said, I have a panic attack when there's a Shaheed coming to double tap us. And I was like, yeah,
Good. You're normal.
that's normal. But he said to me that the support that we gave him was enough to make him feel braver. I was like, okay. But yeah, there are some really lovely stories of people that we've already helped, and we're only 6 months into the program. And if we can, my goal is helping 10% of Ukraine's emergency services. So there's 60,000 employees of the state emergency services. So if we can help 6,000 over the next 5 years, we can have a significant impact on the general well-being, because when you help one person, it doesn't just help them. They then go on to help their colleagues. They then go into and share that energy that they gain. And so if we can help 10%, we can help the whole service, basically.
Again, in 3, 2, 1, let's go. I'm spinning it. It's clicking pretty fast, doing the sound. And the winner is number 18. Wow, such a small number. That's a rare occasion. Not occasion, but rare event. Number 18 is, wow, Adrian. Adrian.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, you lucky guy. Wait, guys, that's a second victory for Adrian this week, if I'm not mistaken. Guys, right? He won a book on Tuesday's stream. Yeah, wow. So I'm gonna send both in one package, I guess. That's a wow. He won 2 raffles a week.
He needs to buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah. Or maybe it's too late because he already won 2 times, you know. We all would love to see your face if it's possible before we finish. Okay,
That's bright, isn't it?
It was good to see you, Fuzzy. Thank you.
You too, bro. Take it easy, guys, all right? Sleep well, stay safe. Thank you, Rollers, as well. Really appreciate all of it.
Yeah.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye,
Happy to
Fuzzy.
see you. Thank you so
You
much
too.
for everything.
Bye-bye.
Bye
Thank you,
bye.
Fuzzy. Bye. Have a good.
Bye.
Love you all. Live long, prosper, and donate, guys. And the sun. What?
I want to say to you one things. I was on the кладовище Караїмів in Галич, in Mr. Галич.
Cemetery of Karaims in
Yeah.
Halych.
Караїць.
Karaims.
And it was one of these grabs, like одна з поховань, як це сказати, плита така.
One of the tombstone.
And it was a same person. And one woman said to me, and I saw this image on this stone, like this.
Two
Like this.
hands. Two
See?
hands, right?
And she said to me, make this and make your dream. Like, make this and положи на ці відбитки свої руки, там от ці відбитки.
Ага.
Отак. І подумай, помрій, і це все збудеться. І я побачила от таке, і зразу Ріка згадала.
It's really cool. Aziza shared the story how on the tombstone she saw these two hands, and they were standing like this, and a woman there told her, put your hands on those palms, put your head there, and think of a wish of something that you really
and
want.
it will be blessings from this ravine, from this, not ravine, it was in other words, the name of the saint person of Karait. So it was, and I was so, oh my God, it's live long and prosper.
Yeah, this symbol comes from like early days, from ancient times.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. So it has a meaning.
I saw it with my own eyes.
That's fucking awesome. Thank you, Aziza. Thank you for sharing this moment. Indeed, really cool. Okay, rollers, we love you all, and the sun will rise over the free Donbass and Crimea, and Slava Ukraini.
Героям слава.
Heroim Slava. Hugs. Bye. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you for watching. Please like this video, leave any comment under it, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. You can find the full stream recording this clip was taken from here. And I invite you to join us on Rig the Ukrainian here for live streams and videos from Ukraine. Thank you, and live long and prosper.